Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a review of the Vital freeware synthesizer. Definitely one of the best freeware synthesizers you can possibly get. It's like one of the most functional and diverse pieces of software I've ever used. It's so functional that I couldn't possibly cover everything that this can do in like 5 minutes or even more than that. So this is going to be more of a general overview, and I'm going to try and cover as much as I can, and hopefully if you're interested in it, you will look into it on your own. So, like I said, this is a synthesizer right now. We have like a sawtooth wave loaded, which you control right here with these oscillators. It has 3 oscillators that you can use and 1 sampling bay. You can enable them by pressing these buttons right here. So just to look at this top one, if you click this bar up here, there's a ton of presets that you can load, like this one, do whatever you want with it. If you click the pencil button, you can draw the waveform how you want, and if you click the 2D to 3D, it'll show you the 3D waveform, which is a really cool feature of this. So now, like, that's what it sounds like as it is, but if you use this frame slider, it'll actually change the sample that you're using within that wavetable. So if you listen to that, you can hear it affects the sound pretty drastically, which I think is a really cool feature of this. This pitch number on the left controls the pitch up or down in semitones. You just hold and drag, it goes up or down by 12, and then this one controls sense tuning, so you can do plus or minus 100. Level controls the output, pan controls left or right, like obviously, and then this filter you can send to the effects rack, which I don't have time to cover, but you can also send it to these filters, which are loaded in here. It's like a generic filter. You can change the cutoff, you can change the resonance, you can change the blend of it, and you can do all these parameters by dragging with your mouse as well. The drive, I think, also affects the resonance. The mix is like dry wet, and then key tracking is cool because if you turn it up all the way, I'm going to play like some notes going up right now. You can see that the cutoff actually tracks the note that I'm playing, which is just a really, really cool feature. Now I'm going to move over to this envelope here. It's a typical ADSR. You can change the parameters by dragging and dropping with your mouse, or you can use the knobs. So if you wanted to make like a pluck sound, something short, you could do it like that. Or if you want to make more like a pad, you can make it a little meatier. Let's see what else. Voices is the number of notes that you can play at one time without it reinitializing and recording over it. 8 or 10 is usually a good number. Like you only have 10 fingers, so usually you wouldn't have more than that. Bend is the number of semitones up or down that the pitch wheel will change a note. So right now I'm just going to push it all the way up on a note. And that is 2 semitones, so a major second. And if I change it up one more, to be a minor third. So that's cool to control that. I think that's a really fun parameter to play with. Velocity tracking is like, if you turn it up to the right, it'll, gauge how hard or soft you're hitting the keys, and change the volume accordingly. And then if you do it backwards, it's inverse velocity tracking, which I don't know why you'd ever use that, but it's a cool feature nonetheless. The spread knob controls the stereo spread. The glide is like the glide in between notes. You can turn that up or have, it changes the amount of time it takes to go from one note to the other. And you can also draw in the slope of the increase from one to the other, which is a really cool feature. I don't have time even to cover any of these LFOs, but there's an entire built-in effect rack with all of these. Like, I didn't load any of these in. These are preset. Compressor, delay, distortion, chorus, EQ, like all of this is just built in. And you can send any of these oscillators directly to the effect rack. So you just have so much potential to customize your sound. The matrix is, it's kind of irrelevant to the general functionality, so I'm not really going to go over that. But in the advanced settings, you have like note priority, you can kill with voice overrides, or you can change it to steal, so like the order of the max number of voices, like I was talking about before. You can change the tuning, transposition, frequency units and semitones, and then if your computer has a tough time running it, you can change it to 1x draft. And if you have like a beast computer, you can turn it up to 8, but I don't know why you'd really need that. My computer is a MacBook Pro, and it runs it pretty well on 2x, so I don't think any of you will have trouble with it. One more thing I want to go over before I run out of time is that it does come with a bunch of presets, which is cool. I basically get these synthesizers for the presets. I love playing around with them. Here you can hear like a basic 808 sound. You hear it more in the lows. But if you want to import a bunch of sounds and basically get hundreds of presets to play with. You just have to go up here to import bank, then go on the internet to like there's a subreddit for Vital Synth, there's a blog for Vital Synth, and you can download these .vitalbank files. Just drag and drop it to your PC, click on import bank, find it, click it in, and it'll literally just import hundreds of preset settings for you to play with. There's so much functionality to this. I didn't even cover like a quarter of what this synthesizer can do. Probably my favorite piece of software, free or paid. I'm a huge fan of it. It's really, really versatile, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So thanks for listening.